And I'd like to welcome all of you to Tuesdays with Peter. I am Peter, and you are you. Reminds me of one of my new favorite quotes from Dr. Seuss is that you are youer than you. No one's youer than you, and there's no one in the world that is better at being you than you. I'm making that an awful rendition of Dr. Seuss, but welcome to this Tuesday, special Tuesday. We've got Mark here as our guest contributor of Chapter 7. And we'll get to Mark in just a moment. But these sessions are about being positively brilliant. This is about an exercise and an exploration of who am I as a human being? Why am I here? What am I doing? Am I living my life according to how my Creator created me? Or not, or to what extent? And to support you to be able to have that sense of, I am at choice of being who my Creator made me to be, or not. And I have that free will. And I have society and all the other things that impact me being me or me showing up as me. And so today, let me get into my whiz-bang PowerPoint here. And we look at there we go. Your life-affirming attitudes. This is something that you can choose as an individual human being. You are at choice. These are not hardwired. These are ones that I can choose to be or not to be on any given time, any given day, any given week. And the attitude that we're exploring today is you love and accept who you are right now. Now, that's not the way that I grew up. It's an attitude that I have crafted or chosen at, I'll say, midlife at this stage. Because as a kid, I wasn't good enough. I had to learn more. My parents were very big on education. So it was this idea of, you're growing into who you are supposed to be. And so there's more improvement. There's more this, that, or the other that I have to do. I have to get smarter. I have to be more socially adept. I have to be more cognizant and honoring of my elders. Okay. And this attitude is a departure from that program that I grew up with. And the attitude that I'm going into now is one of, I get this, back to this. Just a second, I just got my screens messed up here. And I'm okay just the way I am right now. It's an ongoing thing. Okay. So you love and accept who you are right now. I accept who I am right now. The good, the bad, the ugly, the confusion, the whatever it might be happening in my life, I accept myself the way I am right this minute. So I'm going to read a couple of excerpts from the book. I don't read the whole chapter, but just kind of give you a flavor of what's inside this principle number 7. This principle number 7. And then we'll have our awesome Mark Carignan, who has joined us today, to read his story that he contributed back, 10 years ago? No, more than that. Anyhow, in 2008. So you know my love of quotes. I love this quote. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Wow. And it goes back to, I'm at choice. I have been given the privilege, the ability to choose my attitude moment by moment. Greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. William James. Thank you, William. All right, so here's what I wrote about this back in 2008. And this is still under the section 2, your creative human nature. In my human nature, I have the capacity to hold and change beliefs and attitudes. So, this is my current definition of life mastery. I love and accept who I am right now. Can you imagine living in a constant attitude that you love and accept yourself in this moment, and now in this moment, and, well, you get the idea, right? Maintaining this attitude has been fleeting for me. It comes and goes. I've noticed this attitude is vulnerable to the caustic environments around me, and for that matter, within my own critical mind, that reinforce I'm not enough yet, or I should be aspiring to ... I'll be more lovable when ... I suspect I'll be practicing that art of returning to this attitude for the rest of my life. That's been true, by the way, for the last 10 years, or 12 or 14 years since I've written this. Or perhaps I could embrace the idea that I will not be in the perpetual mindset of I love and accept who I am right now, and just go ahead and love and accept myself right now, even when I'm not loving and accepting who I am right now. Now, that's a life-affirming attitude with attitude. I am human. I embrace that I am perfectly imperfect. I make mistakes. I forget who I really am. I lose track of my values, purpose, and gifts. Big deal. Welcome to the human experience, Peter. I have an insatiable curiosity. I love to learn, grow, explore, and evolve. I am fascinated by the world I live in. I laugh and cry as I connect with people I have never met when I hear or see their stories. Yes, this too is part of the human experience, my human experience. When I fully experience this attitude of I love and accept who I am right now, I absorb the fullness of my life. I literally increase my capacity to love and accept myself every time I bring this attitude into my mind and body. Okay? So, this is just a great reminder for me, even in the moment. I don't know if I've read that whole text in the last 10 years. And so it's like, yeah, Peter, remember, this is who I am. This is my capacity as a human being to be able to do this for myself. So like I said, Mark has joined us, and it's great to reconnect Mark. I'm going to put up his script for the story, Am I Too Different to Be Loved, by Mark Carignan. So welcome, Mark. I'm going to invite you to go ahead and read along with this, or read it from the book in front of you, either way that works best for you. But welcome to the session today, and thank you for gracing us. Wow, wow, wow. Let me get. Woohoo! Wow. So yes, as you read that and reflect on that, how does that strike you in terms of that change of attitude to, you know what? Um, I am spectacular. I am the representation of the divine right now, no matter what, no matter what other people think. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's a human experience, no matter what how you're packaged. it's, a, it's like, yeah, okay. Well, there's two themes that come out as you're sharing that, Mark, and it's one of operating from the inside out, as opposed to from the outside in, of the outside views, the outside perspectives, the outside beliefs, the outside of here's how you are supposed to be, and here's how you're supposed to live life, and trying to react to that, trying to come into a norm of the external world's definition of whatever their norm might be, and it changes from location to location too, obviously, because these people think you should be this way, these people think you should be this way, and so on and so forth. But the transition that I heard very strongly in terms of the writing and in your reflection of it is, what if I come from the inside out? What if I honor who that is, who I am, first and foremost? And then all the other ones, they may not drop off completely, but they have a whole lot less impact on my accepting myself. And the other one that is kind of tangential to that I heard you talk about is, when I can do that for myself, or as I did that for myself, I become more compassionate about other humans' journeys and other humans' issues about what they're struggling with. So, does that resonate? I mean, is that am I hearing that correctly in terms of your experiences? I remember that one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah. Oh God. Can you imagine a world, Mark, that everyone loves themselves and doesn't have to judge everybody else around them that they're not like them? I mean, can you imagine a world that operates that way or from that place? Mm. Yeah. I. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. I remember a quote from Mother Teresa when she visited the United States. I think for the first time is the way I remember the quote being relayed to me. That for a country that is so rich, it's the poorest one I've ever visited. And I think it goes directly to what your experience that you're talking about right now is that all of the perks, if you want to call them that, again, from the external mindset that we have available to us as Americans growing up in this country. And yet, in my work, I've yet to come across someone that absolutely knew who they were deep down inside themselves to the point where that's that was their Geiger counter. That was their, not Geiger counter, but their GPS. And so they had a sense of who they were, but it had all been tainted, if you will, or put there by their external trappings. I'm a rich white guy. I am a middle-class white guy. I'm a woman that's growing up in the South. I'm a this, that, or the other in this country. And then we have so many shiny things around us that, oh boy, I want the next iPhone. I want the next new car. I want the next new girlfriend. I want the next new whatever it is that, that part of life, said that's what I should have. I should have the next Gucci bag. The one I've got is just old. It's 18 months old. That's the old season. It's like, really? What's going to make your life happy is the next Gucci bag? I just... And I've never been into Gucci bags, by the way, so I'm just, again, going... Oh, God. And then to take conscious decision. I love that you said, okay, so I'm better. I live more consciously in Mexico and Uruguay. The culture is less cluttered with the externals, or the culture of those locations and parts of the world that support me to be me. Thank you very much. And that's why I'm here, and I want to connect with other people that want to be themselves. Hip hip hooray for everybody, rather than being caught up in the whatever the media or social media is trending. Who cares? Hopefully this channel and this whole broadcast is about, what if we trended in terms of how could I be more of myself today? Let's talk about that. What turns you on? What are you learning about? What are you excited about? And so maybe those are good questions for you. And again, like a good coach, that just stacked 4 questions in a row. I can't exactly. I keep doing that. So what are you excited about nowadays, Mark? Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Yeah. 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 Oh, not this. You mean you can live without Amazon delivery? I don't even have to go to the store anymore. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, you've hit on freedom. Number one was spectacular, and for me, that starts inside of me. I'll never be free if I'm trying to dance to the tune of people around me from the external world, and so that's first and foremost. And then, really, having a sense of stewardship. This is what I am the steward of right now, whether it's a tin can or my laptop or whatever it is, and I'm the steward of this possession. Let me honor it. Let me not revere it necessarily, but let me get the most out of it. And the economy of I can't go to Walmart. I can't go to down the street and pick up 6 versions of what I might need. So what do I really need? I really like that sense of conservatoriness, if you will, and being able to live in a culture that does that, that demands that doesn't take that for granted in terms of my possessions for my comfort, my health, right, my nutrition, my whatever. I'd like to open this up. We have about 25 minutes remaining here, and I see a waiting group of audience here that I'm going to open up to your questions or your comments in terms of questions for Mark, questions, reflections that is coming through for you as you're listening to us banter here for the last half an hour or so. So who would like to share, or who has a question? Thank you, Kay. Well said. Well said. Yeah. Anyone else? A question or comment, or how this impacts you in terms of being okay with yourself? Just okay right now. Just okay. I'm okay right now. Nothing's coming through. At least I don't see it on a chat box or anything on my screen here. So, how do you? Oh, we got Jen. Jen. Wow. 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 Significant. Yeah. Yeah. Any sentence that starts with due to COVID, and I go, oh boy, here we go. Yeah. 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 Hold your breath. She's a properly trained coach, Mark. If you might, yeah. A different one, a different shop. Yeah. Thank you for the question, Jen. Yeah, much more of an organic approach to life and rhythmic. Sunny, you've had your hand up for a long time and must be getting tired up there, so we'll go to you. Wow. Yeah.
Crazy, like emotionally, supercharged. It doesn't it happens because Latins, do that, and everybody does that. And there is the Latin temper, if I'm going to stereotype. But in most cases, people are just like, hey, don't worry, just take your time. If it takes an extra day, that's okay, right? If whatever, so there's that theme that I'm trying to embrace more, because part of that means being present in the moment. We had some friends over for dinner a few weeks ago, and I just wanted to be with them. I just wanted to be in that moment and experience whatever happened. Conversation, laughter, seriousness, whatever it was. And so I think we're going from, to wrap it up, I went from this if I don't change, I'm going to die, right? I'm going to do something that really hurts me, at least, to, wow, and now I get to be me and get to continue to learn who that is, and to try to spend more time enjoying being tranquilo, being connected, being present.
Wow.
Thank you, Mark.
So beautiful.
Thank you, Sunny.
Yeah, Sunny brought, for me, and my path was very similar to, I think, Mark's, from a standpoint of self-destruction. A path of self-destruction. So whatever aholic you happen to be, and I had several, because I couldn't just settle on one of them. But workaholic was one, and I was literally driving myself into the ground, quite literally. And that was a self-destructive path, because I didn't know who I was, and I was still trying to come up to the standards of everybody else around me, my society, my family, my employer. And so addiction, this is Peter Rudding's definition of addiction, not Mark's, not anybody else's, but mine. Addiction is trying to substitute the vitality of life that I don't have, or I'm not experiencing, being my core self, true self, authentic self, positively brilliant self, however you want to articulate that piece of it. Not being that, and trying to substitute a vitality that comes from a high of being a workaholic, shopaholic, alcoholic, drugaholic, sexaholic. And the more and more that I honor who I am at the core, those things are less attractive. I get out of the habit. I have a new habit of loving my life and what I get to contribute, as opposed to getting a false and temporary high from, again, blankaholicism. So when you're talking about that, Mark, in terms of that destructive piece of, going downhill, if you will, really triggered all that for me, and remembering the angst, the isolation, the dishonoring of who I was. And at that point in time, I couldn't articulate any of that. I was just, that's just the way I am. That's not who you are. If you're listening to this right now, you are a creation of your creator, however you believe that or name it. You are awesome right now. You always have been. You are now. You always will be. My question as a fellow human being and having a sense of free will is, what do you choose? And it's up to you. And what new ecosystem do you want to put around you to support you in being and allowing you to be, and honoring and loving who you are, just the way that you were created? So we got a couple of minutes remaining here. Any other words of wisdom? Charles, I've seen you chat in a couple of chat boxes, thanking people for their questions. Anything that you want to add to the agenda for today?
Well, it's been deep, Mark. Thank you for sharing your positively brilliant story, your outrageously courageous journey. What I've been reflecting on is Mark, as you were reading your story and describing what you were going through and the influence in your life, my ambassadorship of CoreSELFie quadrupled. And I was writing in the chat as you asked me to engage, Peter, that CoreSELFie.com is the antidote to self-destruction. And as Mark was reading, I was thinking, what will the world be like when more of us know who we truly are, where our parents know who they are, where our friends know who they are, so they don't be that negative influence in our life. I mean, it's just, yes, I'm hopeless optimistic and going to stay that way, damn it. And all of the questions were positively brilliant. Yes, you may have had some good coaching. I don't know where you got that, but just, here it is, Earth Day, Earth Month, Earthism, and what you described for me, Mark, is more conscious, sustainable living. It's like, what a beautiful example that you shared with us. So thank you.
Thank you, Charles. Yeah, thank you. Rajita, you've been quiet there and absorbing all of this. What's going through your mind?
I'm actually absorbing all of it. You're right, Peter. And thank you, Mark. I mean, it's so inspiring to hear you. I was also thinking about my own journey while I was listening to you. And the question is, how do we actually accept ourselves fully? At intellectual level, I think people present here or our fraternity of minds, we know that we have to accept ourselves, otherwise it's the other way. You just can't live. But I think it's so important to have some practice, anything through which you connect to your own self and which like CoreSELFie, of course, is one. It could be meditation of any kind. So it's so important to know who you are. And then, of course, having the courage bit by bit, baby steps, one day at a time, to actually live your life the way you are. And it's a gain and a loss, both in a way, because so many people filter out from your life and so many other kinds, they join you. So it's a celebration, I think, of existence altogether. Loving myself, being myself every moment.
And we'll cap it with that then, because we're at time. And thank you, Rajita, of celebrating who I am and remembering how to do that, or having some sort of a mechanism, whether it's prayer, meditation, walk in the backyard of Kay in the forest, going to Uruguay and celebrating the people. There are many, many ways of doing that, as probably as there are people on the planet. Mark, I want to thank you especially for being who you are. Thank God for you accepting that and shining forth and being a representative and example of what a human being looks like when they are celebrating who they were created to be. Hip, hip, hooray for you.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for allowing me to participate today.
So with that, I will wish you all a goodbye. God bless. Namaste. Love all of you. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken.
Yes. Bye-bye, and thank you.
Thank you all. Wonderful to be with all of you.
Thank you again.
Peter, do you have a call right now?
I do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.